Lecture 48, three-phase power measurement using two-wattmeter method. So the objective of this lecture is to understand the principle of operation, the connection of wattmeters, the total power measurement, and power factor determination. Two-wattmeter method is used to determine total three-phase power, and it is applicable in the case where we have three wires like this, and it can work on both balanced as well as unbalanced load. Moving on to connections, each wattmeter has two coils, that is current coil and potential coil, and the markings are M, that is mean terminal, L load terminal, C common terminal, and V voltage terminal. The basic wattmeter equation is the power is given in watt is equal to what is voltage across the potential coil into current through the current coil into cos of theta, which is angle between voltage and current. Starting with W1, so voltage across W1 is simply the voltage across this coil CV, and since the potential coil is connected between phase A and phase C, therefore the voltage measured will be VAC, which is simply VA minus VC. So if we have a balanced phasor, that is, this is VA, the 120 degree displaced is VB, and 240 degree displaced is VC phasor. Therefore, minus VC will be this phasor extended into this side, and VA minus VC will be the resultant VAC phasor. So this is VAC phasor, and the current through wattmeter is simply the current flowing through this current coil, which is IA. So therefore current will be IA, and from this phasor diagram we can see that if we assume that each phase current is lagging the phase voltage by angle phi, like this, IB is lagging VB by phi and IC is lagging VC by phi, and through this phasor diagram we can see that this angle is 120 degree, this is bisecting this 120 degree angle, so therefore this angle will be 60 degree. This is further bisecting because we have a balanced load, therefore this will be 30 degree, this will also be 30 degree. Now the angle between VAC and IA will become this angle, which is simply 30 minus angle phi. So therefore the angle theta is 30 minus phi. Therefore power measured by W1 is voltage, that is VAC into IA into cos of 30 minus phi. Similarly, for wattmeter W2, the current flowing through the current coil is IB, and the voltage is the voltage across phases VBC. Therefore, the power will be VBC into IB into cos of angle between VBC and IB. So from this phasor diagram, we can see that this is VBC, that is VB minus VC, and this is IB, and the angle between the two is simply 30 degree plus this angle phi. So therefore, the power becomes W2 is equal to VBC into IB into cos of 30 plus phi. So assuming balanced load condition, we can say that all three currents IA is equal to IB is equal to IC is simply equal to line current, and all the line voltages are also equal, which is equal to VL. Adding 3 and 4, we can say that W1 plus W2 is simply VLIL cos of 30 minus phi plus VLIL cos of 30 plus phi. Taking VLIL common, we get this expression, and from this identity cos A minus B plus cos A plus B is equal to 2 cos A cos B. We can say that W1 plus W2 comes out to be VLIL into 2 of cos 30 cos phi. Cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So this expression becomes W1 plus W2 is simply root 3 VLIL cos phi. And we already know that this is the expression for three-phase power, where VL is line voltage, IL is line current, and phi is the angle between phase voltage and phase current. Hence, adding the two wattmeter readings, we get the three-phase power. So moving on to power factor derivation, W1 minus W2 is equal to VLIL cos 30 minus phi minus 30 plus phi. We can use this identity. Using this identity, W1 minus W2 comes out to be 2 VLIL sin 30 into sin phi. Sin 30 is 1 by 2, therefore it is VLIL sin phi. So dividing the two equations, W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2 is VLIL sin phi by root 3 VLIL cos phi. VL and IL cuts out, sin by cos is tangent phi. So from here, phi comes out to be tangent inverse of root 3 into W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2. And since we have found out the phase angle, we can find out the power factor, which is simply cos of this angle. So this comes out to be the expression of power factor. And using this expression, we can also find out the reactive power. So we know that for a three-phase system, reactive power is root 3 VLIL sin phi, and VLIL sin phi is simply the two readings subtracted from each other. So therefore, reactive power becomes equal to root 3 into reading of W1 minus reading of W2. So these are the final key results. W1 and W2 are the readings of 2 wattmeter. So total power is simply the addition of two readings. Power factor will be cos of phi, that is cos of tangent inverse of root 3 W1 minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2, and reactive power will be simply root 3 into reading of W1 minus reading of W2. So special cases of wattmeter reading, if the phi is equal to 0, so putting these values in these W1 and W2 expressions, we get W1 is equal to VLIL cos 30, W2 is VLIL sin 30. So for unity power factor, W1 is equal to W2. For a lagging power factor, phi is between 0 and 60 degree. Both readings are positive. So the maximum value becomes VLIL cos of minus 30, and here it is VLIL cos of 90, putting the value as 60 degrees. So therefore W1 is greater than W2, and for phi is equal to 60, one of the wattmeter reading, that is W2, will become cos of 90, that is 0. And for power factor less than 0.5, that is phi greater than 60, one wattmeter reads negative, which is this wattmeter. So this becomes VLIL cos of suppose 110, and in second quadrant cos is negative. And finally for phi is equal to 90 degree, power factor is 0, that is cos of 90 is 0, W1 becomes equal to minus of W2. In case if one wattmeter shows negative reading, we can handle this case by simply reversing one of the pressure coil connections to take the correct readings.